Alright, hello. So, video is about. Actually, let me get my mic closer. This video is about that POTS is going to require your full focus if you want to actually fully recover. It's pretty easy to get the symptoms kinda in check, but you're not really going to feel like fully normal again. I want to make this channel for people who they strive for that full recovery and they just don't know, they don't have any information to where to even start, or they don't know what the next step is. Well, this is the channel which I made for those people. So you might be wondering why is there two circles on your screen? Well, it's got to do with the full focus. So, in life, in general, if you want to achieve something great, you have to put all in to that thing. Elite athletes, they cut out pretty much everything. They sleep for athletic performance. They barely have any romantic relationships, or if they do, they are very easy for that period of time. They diet purely for that athletic performance. They train every single day, even multiple times per day. They recover every single day for that single athletic performance until their Olympic run is, until their fight night in the UFCs. They're just fully locked in for that little period of time. So they are pretty much only grinding on that one thing. Now, let me show you the average life. You're focusing on making money. You're focusing on fitness. You're focusing on relationship. Or you're focusing on maybe reading a little. You're focusing on social skills. You're focusing on quitting some bad addiction, let's say. You're focusing on another bad addiction and so on and so on, you know? You have so many directions. This one can be, you try to learn the piano, for example. So many directions in your life that basically your attention span and your willpower and everything, you're putting your energy into so many different things. And this just means that you will make progress in all of them. Yeah, you will. Let's throw in learning another language there also. You will make progress in all of these things. But you're gonna become 30%, 25% of what you could be. That's the simple hard truth. You cannot become a top athlete. For example, let's say here, exercise. You won't become as good at exercise, or let's say you want to be a weightlifter. That's your form of exercise. You're never getting to the level of this guy who only focuses on one thing. This is what I want to teach you guys about, this mindset today. It's so important. Here you can reach your 100% potential. You sacrifice basically everything else in your life to achieve this one goal. And I know that sounds scary, right? Or sacrifice everything, but this is just for a period, right? Because once you achieve this goal, then you can focus on something else, right? And the goal here is pretty much forced upon us. We people with pots, we who got pots. This is pretty much forced upon us. We don't technically have to recover if we don't want to, but do you know, and I know, we fucking want to. Let's be real here for a second, okay? So like, let's say you're here, you try to be average. This is the average person, and you add on top of all of this, you add recover from pots. You might get to the, let's say at best, you get to the top 50% from people who want to recover from pots. Like, if this here is like, here is 100 at the top, and here is 0. Let's say you become here 50% fully recovered, let's say. You want to fully recover from pots, and so you become 50% of that because you were trying all these other things while you were focusing. And by the way, 50%, that's already like best case scenario, if you think about like that you're focusing on all of these other things also. So yeah, let's say you get to the 50th percentile of everyone who's trying to recover. Well, guess what? The average person doesn't recover from pots. That's scary as fuck, I know. That's scary as fuck. But the average person who gets pots doesn't fully recover. A lot of people, like over 80%, like they can manage their symptoms easily with medication and treatment. But we don't. If you're like me, you don't want that. You want back to your normal life. It's actually like the top 19%, I think, that actually fully recover from pots. So you'd have to get to around here, which is like top 81 or 81st percentile, to actually like fully recover from pots. And I'm saying this as someone who has reached that 81st percentile, sorry. This is the area you have to reach. And like, yeah, it's going to be hard. And guess what's going to make it even harder? If you focus on everything else at the same time. This is why we have to focus 100% on recovering. Now you might be asking, but won't that just make me bad at everything else? Not really. I mean, yeah, you won't have like the same type of balance, right, in your life. But in my opinion, this is actually in the long run better for balance. Because let's say you focus 100% on recovering from pots for a period of time, 3, 6, 9 months. You focus only fully on recovering from pots, then you recover from pots. Then you can do the same thing with business or exercise or anything like that. and you can become 100% of that. And with time, you'll eventually realize that your life is becoming balanced, but it becomes balanced in the way that you're the best at everything. Like you're 100%, you're like 80 to 100% at everything, basically. Like I truly believe this is actually the better way for a balanced life. Here you'll make like average money, you'll have a average social life, you'll have a average recovery from pots, aka you don't recover. It's just not for me personally. If you want that, sure, but personally I'm a person who wants to recover from pots. So, and this is how you do it. You basically divide your life into seasons. So, let's say it's usually about 3 months per season, but the thing is, pots can actually like take a lot more time. For me it took like 1.5 years. To be fair, I wasted like, if 1.5 years is 15 months, sorry, if 1.5 years is 18 months, I don't know what my brain was thinking just then, but if 1.5 years is 18 months, I wasted 8 of those months doing absolutely nothing because I knew nothing about it. So, like, with the advice from this channel, honestly, you could probably fully recover from POTS within 9 months. I'm not making any promises, like, that's just, like, what's possible, right? So, when you divide your life into seasons, let's say for the next 9 months, you eat, you sleep, you exercise, everything. You sacrifice some social life. Obviously, you want to have some social life, but you sacrifice pretty much everything in the pursuit of recovery from POTS. I'd say it's worth the trade-off. Then you recover from POTS, and after you recover from POTS, you can put 3 months on, let's say, I don't know, building a business. And then you'll become extremely good at that. Then you put the next 3 months into like running. You become a good runner. Like, the seasons of life is so much better, like, because you just make so much more progress. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole point of this video, to be honest. Like, I don't know if I have that much more. Like, that's pretty much the only point I want to get across, that it's so much better to have this season where you push a lot of, like, push to the full and then achieve that, and then go to the next thing. Boom, push to the full, achieve the next thing. Boom, push to the full, achieve the next thing. Rather than have this average statistic thing. And I really wanted to scare you, not to like become sad or scared, but to become motivated, be like, oh shit. Like, if I want to fully recover, I actually have to lock in. I have to do something about this. Because statistically, you won't make it if you're average. That's just it. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is for this video. Like and subscribe. In the bio, there's a link to a POTS recovery timeline, where I basically go over the whole timeline from pre-diagnosis to then being fully recovered. I'm just explaining the steps of basically how every step goes and how every step went for me, and so on and so on. So check that out if you liked me as a teacher, kind of. And yeah, that's everything for today. See you in the next one.